All right, we are on. Hi, everyone. Happy
Tuesday
again.
again. We're back.
We are back, and we have a special guest with us today. Lance with SurePet is with us, and he's going to be talking about the SureFeed Microchip Pet Feeder Connect, along with the Animo Activity Monitor.
Yes, and be sure to put your questions in the comments for this. I'm sure you'll have lots of them, and it'll be great, or just tell us hello, whatever that may be. Because at the end of this segment, this is really exciting. At the end of this segment, we are going to give away a SureFeed Microchip Pet Feeder Connect Plus Hub. So this is like a complete starter kit, and it's valued at $253. This is an awesome prize. So, and also, along with that, we are doing a promo for 7 days starting today. You can get, we have a BOGO on the Animo. So you buy an Animo and you get one free. And so this is a $90 value. This is a perfect opportunity to start your holiday shopping and take advantage of this awesome deal. So with that, Lance, we are going to turn it over to you.
All right, well, thank you. Thanks for having me here today. I wanted to introduce to you PetCare and what we like to term as the Cadillac pet feeders. Or Cadillac pet feeders, I should say. This is a selective pet feeder. What it really does is it reads the pet's microchip ID that's already been implanted in the in the pet. And what I don't want to scare anybody, but when you go to the rescue or a shelter or whatever, they're going to put in a little bitty microchip. You probably can't even see that there. It's the size of a piece of rice. And what we do is our units, the feeder is going to read that, and then we added a kinetic function to it. So if it's the correct pet, it will open for that pet. So in the olden days, what you would do, you had multiple pet households. What you would do is you get the bowls out, throw down some food into each one, and then the scenario that everybody sees and everybody has is you're going to end up with a skinny cat and you're going to end up with a fat cat. Because the fat cat's the bossy cat and he's going to eat everything. So that was the olden times. So that's why we came up with the selective pet feeder. So we get these out of the way. So what we do, now even though both of these have microchips, they both have the ID microchips for the lost and found, the rescues, the shelters, the vet. What you do is you program, you get in their screen, is you program the feeder, because this is going to be, can you tell on there? There is a covering over the top of the feeder. It's the best angle. Right about there. So the feeder is going to be always closed. So you want this little guy, the skinny guy, to eat in here. So what you do is there's a cat's little smiley face on the back of the unit. It's going to start flashing green. If you can pick that up. There we go. So now the feeder is looking for what pet or what ID you want to eat from that feeder. So all you do, bring the little guy up. It's going to go, where am I at here? It should go solid green. I've never done it at this angle before. There we go.
Yep.
There we go. There's solid green now. Now it's going to close again. So let me get this out of the way. So now, even though the fat cat has a microchip, we didn't program it, right? Programmed him to get in there. So he comes up, it's not going to open for him. So you put the feed in there for the skinny cat. This little guy comes up. The unit's going to, Halo's going to read it. It's going to open up for him. The light turns green. Oh, it's tough to do it at this angle. And it's going to open up for him. Did we get that? And then when he walks away, the unit's going to close, so this guy can't get in there. And we can, I've got it on the slowest setting just to show the features of it. Because we also have scales in the bottom of this. So now you'll be able to know when they ate, how much they ate, what time of day they ate. That closed. So you're going to be able to gather more data from the feeder as well. So you're going to solve the fat cat, skinny cat problem, as well as, we'll just talk about this guy now, the fat cat. So you go into the vet clinic. You said, yeah, my cat's obese. We know how they get that way. We feed them too much. So the doc's going to ask, well, okay, well, what do you feed them? It's like, well, I only feed them a cup of food. It's like, okay, well, is that the cup you're using? Is that the cup you're using, or is that the cup you're using? There you go. So with the scales on the bottom now, you can accurately portion out the food. So you're not going to get you're going to start off with the right amount every single time. And all this is done. Oh, I should put this in here. Done through the hub. Where's my camera? This little guy. I got too much stuff going on here. This little guy is going to interpret all the data that's coming from the feeder. And this then gets pushed to your Wi-Fi, your router. And all that information is going to get pushed to your smartphone. I think we got a little snapshot of it.
I'm going to hide up right now.
So you'll be able to know, yep, perfect. So you'll be able to know when they eat, how much they eat, the time of day they ate, kind of getting him on his obesity management so he's not overeating, solving the fat cat, skinny cat issue, if the pet's on a prescription diet, on a medication diet. Being a selective feeder, it's only going to open for that specific pet. So again, the little guy comes up, get that out of the way. It's going to open up for him. And then when he walks away, it's going to close. And now the time of day he ate, how much he ate, all that's going to get pushed from the hub to your smartphone, and you'll be able to share or see it on the dashboard there. The neat thing about that is you're going to start being able to see behavior, so tracking behavior. Again, how much they eat, what time of day they ate, those types of things. So when there is an issue, and you have to take this guy into the clinic, the first question the vet and the staff is usually going to ask is, well, okay, well, what's wrong? Have they been eating? The common response from most people is, I don't know. I put feed out. I don't know if he eats it or not. Now, with the scale on the bottom, again, it's going to get pushed to your smartphone via the hub. You can share that data with the vet in the clinic. So the vet has some, and the staff has some information to go off of, like, you can look on the dashboard. It's like, okay, well, he actually stopped eating about 4 days ago, or there was an incident 8 days ago, or so on and so forth. So it gives the veterinary clinic some place to start rather than just a shrug of the shoulders or just kind of take them into the back room to start figuring it out that way. So the feeder, it's a selective pet feeder, stops the fat cat, skinny cat issue. Again, selective, so it makes sure that the right pet gets the right prescription diet or the right medication at the right time. And that's the whole unit right there, the Feeder Connect and the hub.
Lance, we have a question. Sue, can you hear me, Lance?
Yep, I'm with you.
Okay, we have a question. Sue asked, you can program for more than one cat or dog, ? If the animals are near each other, how does the sensory work? Will it just stay shut until only one is near it?
Yep, so it will, first of all, it will hold up to 32 IDs. So if you have 32 cats, that's probably another issue for another show on Facebook. Excuse me, on this channel. But as you can see, it's closed right now. And I'll program another one for you. We'll use the Rfid Collar Tag. Because if your pet isn't microchipped, we do have these in the box as well, so you can just put this on the collar. Let's see if I can get this at the right angle now. So again, it's going to remain closed. You hit the little smiley face on the back. You're going to see the light starting to flash green. And so you don't want both cats near it because it'll register both cats. So the distance is probably about 7 inches to 14 inches before it's going to pick up that microchip. So you take the little collar tag again, it's flashing green. This is a halo that's going to read it. You can see there which solid green. So now this collar tag or this pet is programmed to eat in this dish. And that's all it is. So we made it a simple one-step button to get the pets program. So now this guy can come up. I do that. So it's going to read it. And then he walks away. It's slowly going to close again.
Awesome.
But yes, it's simple one-step button programming. And again, it does hold up to 32. You can reset it and refresh the memory. Because we do have a lot of shelters and kennels that will use the unit just over and over and over again. Vet clinics that use it for a demo. Once they kind of hit that 32 pet threshold, all you do is refresh on the back, and you're good to go for another 32. So.
Okay, Kim has a question. Okay. Does the feeder have to be kept inside?
Yeah, because you can probably put it in the garage, but because there are electronics in there, this is a microchip reader that will read it, and then it also has to be close enough to the hub, and the hub has to be, we stay within at least one wall and within about 20 feet for this to read, to be able to push it to your Wi-Fi. So depending on, you can have it out the side in the garage. So if there's one wall that it can get to the Wi-Fi router, you should be okay. But I wouldn't keep it outside just because there are electronics in there and the motor in there as well could damage it.
Amanda had asked a question, and I believe you covered this already. She had asked, is there another option such as a collar, or do they have to get implanted with the chip? And you've kind of covered that with the... Yeah,
that's a good point, though. Our units will read everything on the market. Maybe to take a step back farther, we've been around since 2008. We started in Cambridge, outside of London, England. And we're currently sold in about 35, 36 countries worldwide. So our units, our feeders will read every microchip out there on the market. So it does not take an additional microchip. It will read what you already have. If your pet isn't microchipped, then that's where you can use the collar tag, which is included. But yes, you do. That's a good question because I do get that a lot. It does not take an additional chip. We'll already read the one that you have.
Can it be used for small dogs?
Yes, it holds about 13 ounces of wet food and dry food. So that's the biggest limitation you have. That's another good point. I've got the blue accessories in here. It comes standard with gray, but you also have green and pink. So you can accessorize per pet however you want. So, but each bowl will hold about 13 and a half ounces. It also does, each unit will also come with a split bowl. Can you see that on there? So if you want to put wet food on one side and food on the other side, you certainly can do that as well.
Kaylin asked if this would be compatible with a Home Again chip.
Yes, absolutely. We are part of the Merck family, which is part of the Home Again family. So yes, our units will read the Home Again microchip.
Shelby asked if there are larger ones for bigger dogs.
Not yet, because that's one of the bigger questions we have. Again, the limitation is 14 ounces. You know, if you got like a little corgi, a little poodle, a little French bulldog, that's going to work for it or for you. But you're still just going to be working with a 14-ounce bowl. To get a little technical, since this is the reader, if you will, when you stop and look at two different cats, other than one being fat, their anatomy is pretty much the same, meaning the length of nose, the length of neck, those types of things. So it's easier for the unit to consistently read the cat's anatomy and the microchip, which is usually placed behind the shoulder blades. if you start trying to do all that with a corgi nose or a greyhound neck or a collie nose and a taller dog, now the units consistently can't open that and read it because the microchip now is farther away from the unit to read it. So that's one of the limitations as well. Because again, what it's going to do is it's going to read that microchip to see if it's authorized or not to open, and so that's a limitation. But nominally a cat product right now, but yeah, stay tuned.
Okay. I don't think I see any other questions from our viewers
How does
on that. Mel?
How does the feeder know how much food that you want to serve to your pet?
Yeah, so we have scales in the bottom, and on the smartphone app, you plug in, okay, I want to put in 50 grams. So put your bowl in, and you start adding food until it hits 50 grams, and you'll know that because that's tough to see here. These lights will change from green to red. And so as you're adding, it slowly, the line's going to get green light, another green light, another green light, until it's done to 40 grams or whatever you put in there. But so that way you can accurately portion it out. But you set the amount on your on the app in the smartphone. So, and the app is free, no monthly subscriptions, anything like that. Just go to the App Store and download the Sure PetCare microchip feeder app.
How many products can be connected to the Sure PetCare hub?
This will read up to 10. So if you have 10 feeders, this hub will push the data, all 10 feeders data to your router, to your smartphone. But again, one of the limitations there is just 15 to 20 feet and one wall. So it does kind of make a difference. If you have 10 feeders that are lined up, you're probably going to have them spread out a little bit, depending on how the pets get along and eat. So that might be one of the limitations or one of the things to think about. But yeah, it will read up to 10 units.
Jana asks, how is the power supplied to the unit?
Good question. That is 4 C-cell batteries. So that way it can be anywhere. So you're not limited by a plug-in. So that's why you can have it out in the garage or various different rooms. So
yeah,
yep, just 4 C-cell batteries.
Okay.
Average use is about 6 months is what you get off of there. Okay. Whether the pets are grazing or gobbling their food all at once, it's usually about 6 months life. And you'll get an alert on your app if the battery is going low, so don't worry about that. As well as you'll start to get a flashing red light on the back if the battery is going low as well. So you'll always get alerts. I mentioned we were designed and started in Cambridge, England. And we have, I lovingly like to call it, we have a bunch of Sheldons working for us that came out of all the engineering out of Oxford and Cambridge in England. So they've thought of a lot of different things and a lot of different tricks, how these things work, what might not work, where they should work, what to think about. So it's all good questions. But yeah, those guys have thought of it. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing.
All right, we got a question from Kaylin. Yep. She asks, can my pet sitter be on the app also so we both can monitor what my cat is doing?
Yes, yep. So you can share it with friends and family. I should know the amount. Oh gosh, 4, 5, 6 people at the least that can be on the dashboard. I'll have to double check on that. But yes, so while you're at work, you can be reading it. The pet sitter, the pet walker, the dog walker can read it as well. Or you can also grant access or give access to the vet clinic. Say it's a really sensitive case with a kidney diet or something like that, and the vet needs to know hourly, daily, what have you. You can share that dashboard with the vet, with the provider.
Kathy asked what type of guarantee or warranty comes with it.
Yep. again, we've got some engineers that have thought a lot of stuff through. They're very confident in their product. So we have a 3-year warranty, no questions asked on the feeder. So if it doesn't open, if it doesn't read it, call our our customer service line. Sorry, I've got voting going on behind me, so I hear. Sorry, I apologize. But yes, customer service open from 9 to 5, and they know all the tricks of the a lot more than I know. It is amazing. They'll get a question, or I'll get an email or a question, and they're like, "Oh yeah, all you do is you hold that button down, you press that middle button 3 times, and it clears it." I'm like, oh, okay, I guess that's common. And again, they thought it out. Yeah, so if the customer service line can't troubleshoot the issue, we do have a 3-year warranty on it, so shouldn't be any issues.
Okay, I think that's all the questions on the feeder.
Very cool.
Right now, anyway.
Okay. Let me get this little guy out of the way. The next product we have is, and how do you pronounce it?
Animo.
Animo. There you go. That is correct. It's the Animo.
Animo. I've got it down.
Not Nemo, it's Animo.
Not Nemo.
And this is what we like to call the Fitbit for dogs. Use that there. It's a fancy term is that there's motion sensors in here that has adaptive algorithms. And all that means is that it's going to continuously learn this specific pet's movements and traits. Excuse me, it's going to be a lifelong tracker of the pet. Get that other guy in there. But it's what it's going to do. It's going to track and monitor activity, sleep, quality of sleep, calories burned, barking, scratching, shaking, and just kind of alert the pet owner to anything that's outside that norm. Again, this is going to work off of, this one is Bluetooth, but that information is also going to get pushed to your smartphone. And so you'll be able to pull up the dashboard again on your smartphone, and you'll see, because dogs bark, dogs shake, dogs scratch. So you'll get, like you can see there, you'll get normal activity. When you get one of those peaks in there, then you'll get an alert and a notice that say, hey, something happened. They're scratching a little bit more than they normally do, or they're barking a little bit more than they normally do. And it allows you to be more proactive then. So if they're scratching more, do they have a cut? Do they have fleas, ticks? Maybe it's time to kind of maybe pull off the Brevecto. If they're barking more, maybe it always occurs on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Maybe it's something to be concerned with, or maybe that's just when you come and pick up the garbage. But again, all that data is going to be stored on those dashboards on the app on your phone. Again, it's free. Go to the App Store and download the Animo app, and you can share that data with friends, family, the veterinary staff. Again, it's just going to be a lifelong tracker that's going to allow you to be more proactive in the pet's life, and so we're going to help to increase their quality of life, because pets are part of the family. That's what's to toot my own horn. That's what's so cool about our products. Is they're neat products. They're not gimmicky. They actually address issues, and they allow you to be more proactive, so you can be better. So you can better care for your dog. The tracker itself. You have situations where I just anecdotally I had a friend that their pet was having seizures during the middle of the night. You wouldn't know that because you're sleeping, but all of a sudden he started to get alerts in the middle of the night. He took it into the vet just to see what was going on, and got diagnosed with seizures. So it's kind of eyes and ears for you when you're not around, or you're at work, or when you're sleeping. So that's what's really cool. All the products that we have are gathering data so you can be more proactive, and your little guys can have a happy, healthy life.
We have a question.
Go ahead, Melissa.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
We have a question from Shelby, and she asked, how water resistant is it? My Goldens are always in the water.
It's waterproof. A fancy term is P67. That has nothing to do with urine or water. That's just the classification. But that's down to 3 meters for, I believe, 15 minutes. So, they're probably going to be okay. But if they're swimming in there all day long, you might want to get them out of there. A mud bath every once in a while is not going to hurt it at all. But you should also say, it's 6-month warranty on this, and it weighs 3/4 of an ounce, not even an ounce. So they're barely even going to know that it's on their collar.
Kathy asked, do they wear it constantly, and how is it powered?
Yep. So it's 6-month battery, little coin cell battery, which is included. If you put it's like a Fitbit. If you want to put this on a bracelet and wear it around, because I've done it. It will track your activity. It will track your sleep. It will track your movement. So whatever it is attached to, it's going to learn those traits. So it's meant to be a lifelong tracker. So it's always to be worn from puppy to when they're a senior. And that's a good point. So if they're a senior pet and they start slowing down, maybe the movement, their activity, their play gauge isn't going on as much. So now it might be time for arthritic medicine. So kind of start to look at that. So it's meant to be from puppy to what do they call it? The rainbow bridge, if you will. So we know if you want to. I wore this around on my wrist for about 4 or 5 weeks, and it'll track you. It'd be surprising how little I do sleep at night. So it will track everything.
Somebody asked if it can be used for horses.
I would say, it could. We don't recommend cats because cats don't really have consistently repeatable behavior, whereas dogs do. I would think, though, a horse would have a little bit more consistent movement, and that's because that's all what it's based on. Walking, trotting, eating, those types of things. So it could. Yeah. Not recommended for it. We didn't do any testing on it. But to kind of take it a step, to kind of go back about our history, this technology, or the backbone of the technology, was based off of cattle. A lot of the Allflex is one of our sister companies. And so this technology was based off of, millions of head of cattle and their movements. And what they were doing was, gestation, calving, those types of things. It was tracking those movements during that. What we did then is kind of use that as technology as a backbone. And then we had engineers sit in rooms for hours watching dogs. Literally, that's what they did, just so they could track what the movement was, what the shaking was, what the barking was. So the technology started with cattle, and then we tweaked it to dogs, to companion animals. You could probably use it on horses as well.
Kenzie says, does the tracker monitor physical activity, walks, etc.? Maybe like different types is what she's meaning. She says her dog does rehab for hip dysplasia, and they're trying to come up with a specific exercise program for her.
Okay.
On rehab days.
Yep, you're going to get on the dashboard. It will show intensity, and it will show calories burned. So you could base a treatment off of that, just to make sure they're getting enough activity, they're getting enough intensity in their workout. That's a cool idea. I like that. That would be a good application for it. Yes.
Okay.
But yep, that's again on the dashboard of your smartphone dashboard.
Okay. Shelby asked, can you use it to track your dog if it gets lost?
Not yet. Stay tuned. We're working on it. A lot of the products that are out there, and she probably is aware of it, that you have to have these plugged in. You know, the battery lasts 2 days, or it's got to be taken off and plugged in every day because of the battery pull of the GPS tracking. This again is just tracking movement and behaviors, so that's why this will last for 6 months. But stay tuned.
What is the warranty on that? Did you already talk about that? I can't remember.
Since this is a little bit different technology, this one is 1 year warranty. But again, if you have any issues, call our customer service line, 9 to 5 East Coast or Eastern time, and we'll be able to troubleshoot anything you might have. And we pretty much, we term it the happiness guarantee. So if you're having any issues with any of your products, give us a call. You know, it's probably not going to happen, but give us a call. We'll troubleshoot it. If we can't fix it, we'll send a unit out to you. No questions asked. So, like I said, the engineers are pretty much thought of everything, so they're pretty confident in what they've built. So,
if you missed it at the beginning of this video, we are doing a BOGO sale right now. Buy one, get one free for the next 7 days. So this is a great opportunity to try this out. Good holiday gift if you're looking for a gift idea.
It's a stocking.
Can you talk a little bit about the permissions that are required on your phone to run it?
Permissions. I guess I'm not totally sure what you mean by that. Because I guess you're not switching any. I mean, you'll have to do settings as far as, because you can add, what's cool is on the dashboard, you can add a picture of your dog. So you'll have to have permissions to, I guess, get a video, or excuse me, a photo to add to the app. So it's pretty similar to the other apps that you would download.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good question. I haven't thought about that as far as permissions. No, I guess I'm not following what the question might be, or why they would need that. Yeah, if they have any other information, or if they can expand on that a little bit more, that'd be great. But yeah, there shouldn't be any issues with that. You know, yeah, we're not taking credit cards or anything because it's free. You don't have to hook up your PayPal account because it's free. The only thing I can think of is, you know, if you want to put a picture of your pets on the dashboard, you'll need to allow to get to photos.
Yes.
Okay. Sue asked, would you set up an account through the app then on your smartphone? Would you actually have an account then? Or is it just the app?
Yeah, it's just the app. Yes. Yep. Yeah, that's what I mean. So there's not really any accounts. Like I said, there's no money exchanged or anything like that. So it's kind of like downloading Twitter, or that might not be a good one. I'll probably get. I don't want to get into trouble on suggesting apps, but yeah, there's no issues with it. So
okay.
By meaning you download the app and set up your account, yeah, you can do that. So then you put the age, put the picture, the breed, put down whether he's a corgi or a Dalmatian or what have you, because this will work obviously on dogs of any sizes. So there's a lot of those permissions and settings, if that's what they were getting at, that they can customize. That might be a better word to use.
How does it work? Kay had a question. She said she liked the BOGO sale. If she got one for each dog, how does it show in the app on the phone? Curious as to the difference of what they do all day when I'm at work.
Exactly. Yeah, there'll be both. I guess you'll set up the profile for each dog, so that will be on the dashboard. That's a good question. Is, you know, they'll keep track on, you know, the dog walker, make sure they're coming over and walking the dog, because you can look on your smartphone to see at 2 o'clock when they said they were there if the dog was walked or not. Or maybe it's you're keeping track of your kids. You know, little Johnny was supposed to walk the dog every day at 3 o'clock for his allowance, and he says yes, and you can look on the smartphone dashboard and say, no, you didn't. Little Johnny doesn't get a collar for that day. So yeah, you have some accountability with dog walkers, dog sitters, the kids, a lot of different avenues on there. Because yeah, that's what people want to know. What's going on with my pet when I'm not around? And now with everybody being so used to having these little guys laying right there as we're all working from home, or a lot of us are working from home, when people start to go back to the office, now that connection isn't there as much anymore. And that's what a lot of our products allow you to do, is be connected, be more in tune with your pet. So you'll be able to look down at your dashboard of whether it's a feeder or whether it's the animal and see, okay, oh, they ate 3 times today, or he barked once and he's still sleeping now. So I used to have a greyhound, and I don't think I would probably get any blips on the radar with this, because all he used to do was just sleep 20 hours a day. So never had to worry about him.
How long is the information stored for the Animo?
A couple different points. It will go on the dashboard for 180 days, and it will stay on the Animo for 30 days. So if you're not around your smartphone to get it synced up, it will hold 30 days of data on this, and then it'll get synced and pushed to your smartphone. So, and then it'll get pushed to your dashboard. Good question, though.
I think maybe we covered all these. Mel, do you see any more?
No, well, Cindy just asked a question. Can you download or print it out? I assume she means the daily activity and results.
Yeah, not yet. Just because there's so much data in there. Again, you're tracking so much more data, because a lot of people, I've had to talk to a couple of vets, and they kind of look at it as just an EKG readout, and it's not that. It's a lot more data than that. Because again, you're doing sleep quality, calories burned, intensity, bark and scratching. So there's a lot more parameters, and I don't want to get too technical, but to change that into a printout it is monumental. We're not there yet, but with again, you still have the ability to share that data with the vet or staff or whomever, your provider, so they can see what's going on and see the trends. But as of yet, that's just too much data to print, if you will.
Okay. That's all the questions that I see.
Very cool. Good. Thank you. All available at Valley Vet.
Did you have anything else to add before we draw a winner?
No, I think that's kind of it. Again, kind of toot my own horn, or our own horn. All our products allow you to be more in tune, connected to your pets, because they're part of the family. And with all that information, you can be more proactive in their life. You have a better quality of life.
We did have another question come in. Julia asked, how does it go on the collar?
Oh, there's 3 different sizes, so it'll fit on just about every different size of collar that's available. And again, those darn engineers. So you've got 3. No, that's not going to work. 3 different sizes of collars or bands. And can we do that? And do I have a collar? Maybe we'll do it reverse, because it's easier this way. So you've got the collar on there. All it is just a little half switch or half turn. that it comes off, and then this is the little bands. Can you see that? That goes around the collar. And these are on there pretty good, so one dog's chewing on the other dog's collar, it's not going to come off. But it just wraps around the band. That's how well they're on there. There we go. Before I take it off, where are we at? So it just wraps or loops right through, and then you put it back down again. I don't know if I'm showing this. And it just flips back over the edge. Mm-hmm. Another neat little thing is, because the battery is in here, and what those darn engineers thought of is, okay, well, how do I open that up? I don't have a screwdriver. So what you do is, they made a screwdriver out of the collar lock. So you just, I gotta put my glasses on. I put my glasses. There we go. So see what I'm doing here. I'm just at the wrong angle. So you just take the little screwdriver on the edge there, and it's gonna pop it open. So you'll never have a need for a screwdriver either. So that's the little battery in there. Once you get it back on, you use the collar tag, snip it back up, wrap that around the collar on one end. Am I even showing it? Put that on the other side. So it's like that. And then what you want to do is, there's a little pause on here. If you can see that at the top. So what you always want to make sure that that's pointed consistently, so it's always pointing toward the ears or the nose. That way the motion sensors in there always know that it's consistent. So that's how it starts to track the information of movement. So that's one little thing, just the little paw print on the top there. Always be consistent, whether it's up or down. We always just like to say, put it up towards the top, towards their ear.
Sue asked if it was a pin cell battery.
It's a coin cell battery. I believe it's CR2032. It's a little watch battery. There. But yes, that comes with the unit itself. And again, it's going to give you about 6 months worth of a battery life.
Okay.
All right. All right, so we do have a prize to give away, and if you put a comment or question, anything, if you commented during this live video, you are automatically entered. So we are going to choose someone randomly to win a Rfid Microchip Pet Feeder Connect plus the hub. So it's like a complete starter pack for this feeder, and it is a $253 value. This is an awesome prize, and we thank Sure Pet Care for providing this for our live video giveaway.
No, it's been fun. Thanks for having me. I've never done one of these before, so hopefully it went pretty well.
I think it went great.
I do too, yep.
So, all right, let's go ahead, and I drew a winner. So the winner is going to be Janet Hanks. So, woo!
Congratulations!
Congratulations! Just go ahead and send us a PM, and we will get all the information we need. We want to thank everybody for tuning in today and watching. And Lance, we want to thank you for joining us today.
Yes.
Well. Thanks everybody for calling in.
And don't forget the BOGO sale.
Yep.
Right? For 7 days, buy an Animo, get one free for 7 days. So take advantage. Good holiday gift.
I think the link was already shared in the comments, so take advantage of that while it's going on. A great gift idea, stocking stuffer. So take advantage of that. If you guys have any more questions, please go ahead and leave them in the comments, and we will get in touch with Lance to get you the correct answer. So we will see everybody later, And we'll be back on Thursday, hopefully, Melissa. So we'll see you then. Bye, Lance. Thank you
Bye.
very much.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Lance.
Thanks.